Young Junk!
Welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I'm joined as always by my partner.
Hey, holla at your boy. This is Len, a.k.a. the Bat Tribble.
And here we are.
Here we are.
This is May, and here on the Micheaux Mission, that means that is more aptly titled, Mother May I Have Another One of Those Bad Black Movies. A month where we devote our time and yours to exploring movies that maybe are misunderstood, maybe are a little lackluster, but probably are just bad. And tonight we will start the month with Lynn's choice, 2005's The Man.
The Man.
Starring Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy, and directed by, I guess it has a director, Les Mayfield. But before we get to who is the man and who isn't the man, and man, how did we get here? How you doing, Lynn?
I am doing great, Vincent. How about yourself?
I'm well as well.
Shout out to each and every one of you out there who are watching us as we stream live to YouTube from Young Junk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace. We are streaming to YouTube and to every one of our missionaries out there in the chat. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
Vincent, I don't know, real quick, this is May.
It is.
Which means we are going to be devoted to bad black movies.
Yes, we are in the heart of darkness.
Yes.
Into the abyss.
Into the abyss we go.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that these are probably reviews that we're not 100% like, we're not looking forward to these reviews, because who wants to, speak badly of black art?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So this is why on these episodes, we tend to have the front half of the show a little front loaded with stuff.
Right, sure, absolutely.
So let the front loading begin.
begin.
Vincent, are you a fan of the Met Gala?
Fan of the Met Gala is strong, but I was highly interested in this year.
Yes.
Yeah, very interested with, I think you and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on air or not, but the book that came out, Slave to Fashion, about black dandyism.
I think by Monica Miller, I believe.
Yeah. I told you, Camille actually bought me a copy for Christmas.
Okay.
So I finished it, and then that got me really interested. And so I was very interested in this year.
Yeah, because this year was kind of like devoted,
right? The theme
based
was
based on that.
Yes.
And I don't know whether or not I can say I'm a fan of the Met Gala. I just see the pictures every year, and I'm just like, oh wow, it's fantastic outfits, people looking their best.
Sure.
But again, like you, with it being dedicated to black dandyism, this definitely caught more of my interest.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And it was something to behold. I don't know, have you seen any of the
I've seen a fair number of the pictures, yeah.
Yeah? So my question, it got me thinking though, I don't think you would consider yourself a dandy.
No, I can't really afford it.
Okay. But say, price was no object.
Price is no object.
Would you be a dandy? Like, see yourself being a little bit more dandyish?
I mean, maybe.
Really?
Maybe, I think I have, I do think my default is like I like attention to detail, but I do feel kind of utilitarian. Like I'm a default t-shirt, jeans, sneakers.
Yes.
Like I like my t-shirts, I like my sneakers, but it is going to be a t-shirt and sneakers.
Right.
So I like to dress up periodically. But you see people,
by periodically, do you mean quarterly?
Or just for an event, like I'm like I love a black tie event. Like I love to go to a black tie thing, but like I couldn't do it every week, I don't think.
Okay.
And you know, I like to wear a suit if it's suit appropriate, but I don't know if I could be at a job where I wore a suit every day.
Yeah. Well, I know I could.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate it. Like I appreciate like people who really commit to it. Like I follow a couple of accounts on Instagram, and you know, it's a whole world where people. But I feel like it's just a lot every day.
It is a lot.
Like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people commit to it.
Absolutely, and I love it. You know, love that for them. I mean, look.
God bless them.
Everybody got their something. And yourself, would you consider yourself a dandy, or would you?
Oh no, I'm not a dandy.
Would you aspire to be a dandy if money?
I aspire
was no
to
object.
I aspire to be a dandy.
Okay,
I do. I think that, you know, again, like that's something that I couldn't do every day.
Right.
But I think it maybe because, you know, I do have artistic leanings.
Okay.
I could see myself doing it more often than not. Like
Okay.
on a weekend, you know, going out and,
Sure.
you know,
Sure.
being whatever, if it called for it. So I aspired to it.
Okay.
But this got me thinking, because as I was looking at all of the outfits, you know, all of the pictures and all the photos, and I actually spent a lot longer than I thought I would watching the red carpet live on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, you were in.
I was in.
You was in. Okay.
I was there, man. Straight with Tiana Taylor was hosting.
Sure,
And she was looking fantastic.
She looked great. Yeah.
So, but it got me looking at least a few different looks and wondering, I wonder if Vincent would wear these outfits.
Why are you thinking about me while you watching?
Because I was thinking about me too.
Right. Okay. All right.
So then I thought about us.
All right. Okay. So which outfit are we talking about?
We're going to bring them up. It's just 4.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
We're going to bring them up.
Okay.
So
you
Dylan,
really leaning on this mother, may I? You said, go ahead. What we got?
Dylan, we're going to go with our first look, and the audience will be able to see
I
it
have an AV presentation
as well.
Go ahead.
This first look, I believe, is Jeff Goldblum,
Right.
who basically is black tying it,
Right.
in more or less a tux, but he's got like, and I believe that's like a velour, like top coat,
Sure.
with the white fur on top and
Yeah.
and white lining.
Sure.
You know, I like that look. Like, well, first of all, I'm a fan of Jeff Goldblum.
Of course.
And I think
Everyone loves Jeff Goldblum.
And I think Jeff Goldblum, where I have seen him have to be, you know, dressed,
Yeah.
you know, and on point. I have found him very on point. You know, it helps that he's got the stature
Sure.
for it as well.
Sure.
Is that a look that you
I can't even believe. I actually don't like the cut of that tuxedo.
well, how?
I feel like it could be more tailored.
Well, I mean,
Like I don't like the fit.
He's not okay. So you feel like I see it is a little bit more boxy.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a bit more tailored. And then I have to say, that's something I would almost wear to just a regular black tie event.
The coat as well.
Yeah, like I feel like the Met Gala, it should be a little bit more pomp and, dare I say, circumstance.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then that takes.
And there might be some details once you get up on it. Like I know, like Lewis Hamilton's outfit, a lot of it was the detail once
that's
you
true.
got up on it.
That's
I
true.
cannot believe you got me talking about this. Go ahead. Who's next?
But you're there.
Oh, yeah.
You're there, though. We're going to go to our second look, and this is Shabuzi, who I believe your daughter is a fan of.
Yeah.
Now, who has on a look for the audio is pretty much all black with the hat,
Sure.
long extended tails, and the shirt or blouse as it were is basically beads.
Yeah. I like the beads.
I like the beads as well.
I don't like the flare pants. I don't like the flare because I'm a bigger man, like you know, just a broad, stout man. So I would have to have mine more, again, tailored, like just the bell bottoms, and I noticed that the pants and the suits are
that was the look.
bigger. Well, I think that's what we're moving towards, and I don't like the hat.
You don't like the hat, or or hats?
No, I don't like that hat.
You don't like that hat.
You think I'm against hats?
Well, I don't know.
You thought maybe I was against hats?
I've never seen you in hats.
Just hats.
I've never seen
like I
you
don't
in
like
a
hats.
I've never seen.
It's like you ever meet people who say they don't like music.
Yeah.
Like you don't like music? I don't like music. Like you think I don't like hats?
Perhaps.
Like just.
Well, I have never seen you
me
in a hat.
In a hat. No, I'm not against hats.
Okay. Now I know.
Now you know I don't like that hat.
But you don't like that hat.
That particular hat.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right. So the beads work.
I like the beads.
The beads, I believe, works.
Yeah,
too.
I like the beads.
Let's go to number 3, Dylan.
No, number 3.
Now, number 3 is actually a couple.
Okay.
It's Lori Cumbo and Bobby Digi Olisa.
Yeah.
And Bobby Digi has like a suit with a cape.
Yeah.
Kind of like a la Captain Marvel Jr.
Sure.
Little bit look. With a cane. Look like a African carved cane, artwork cane, and lovely shoes. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking about his look?
Just it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. I'm just really got it kind of like a Goldilocks thing. I feel like it's too much going on there.
It's not a whole lot.
No, it's the navy. It's the
navy blue.
Epaulets. It's the buttons. It's just too. It's the handbag. Or is that
It's a cane. I think that's a walking stick.
Yeah, it's just two. Is like the shoelaces. It's just a lot going on.
Really?
And I don't really see a unified look. It just seems like it's a lot of things going on at once. To me, this is not my deal. Like, I'm sure there's somebody who follows fashion that could say, oh, well, this is about the theme. And in 1912, the boulets in Harlem, this is what they wore, and this is an allusion to that look. And so I'm just saying, to my naked eye, someone who is not, this is not, you asked me would I wear it? That was the question, and I would not. And now I'm telling you why. And part of my why, understandably, might be based in my ignorance of what exactly it is he's doing.
Okay.
So, you gotta be, because I'll have somebody
you will
telling me
they will find you.
Ignorant, and if you knew anything about it, it's like, hey man, I didn't have no time to prep. Like if I'd had some time to prepare, I'd have researched. Like Lynn is just springing this on me, but
we have
Dylan to cut some little short, and now Questlove is mad at me. Like, dog, I'm just sitting here shooting the shit. I wasn't trying to, like, if I'd have known, I'd have prepared.
I have one last look.
All right.
This is Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
This is a look I absolutely love.
Yeah.
The lovely suit. What color would you call that? Like a
cranberry? I would say a cranberry.
With the full robe, the black leather gloves. It looks like the tie actually even may be black leather as well.
Yeah.
Well shaved and groomed, and just simple white shirt. I actually think this is elegant, dandy, classy, sexy. I would wear that in a heartbeat.
I would wear that. That is a good looking outfit.
That is a good.
I agree.
Yeah, that is, as my mom would say, he looks sharp.
Okay, sharp dressed man.
Sharp dressed man.
All right.
Well, there's our Met Gala.
Yes. Met Gala talk here on the Micheaux Mission.
There you go. All right. Next up. I've got a list.
We don't have no letters. We're going to get
the letters.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Get the letters.
Go ahead.
Now,
all right.
Next, I have a bone to pick with one of our friends of the show.
Okay.
And that would be Stephanie Watts of the Be Real Black Cinema Club.
Okay.
Who we're going to be seeing.
I was about to say, this isn't a bone you could pick with her off air. This a public bone.
Well, it's a bit of a public bone.
Okay.
So,
all right. I was like, now we about to see her, right? Like,
yeah, no, we're going to see her on Thursday.
All right.
We're going to see her Thursday. At May
there you go.
May 8th at the Bryn Mawr Film Institute, where we will be presenting the Be Real Micheaux screening series. Our screening of Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Beasts of the Southern Wild.
7 p.m. this Thursday, May 8th, Bryn Mawr Film Institute. Tickets are on sale at brynmarfilm.org. Check it out and stay for the free pretzels and the talk back afterwards with Vincent, myself, and Stephanie. And you can choose the movie that we will be screening at the next series coming up in August.
Excellent. So what is your public bone?
She recommended that I go see this documentary.
Okay.
That she had saw, and she said was a good documentary. It's called Secret Mall Apartment. Have you heard of this documentary?
I have not.
It's a documentary about, there's this mall in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
I think it's called the Providence Mall.
Sure.
That back in the year 2000,
Okay.
these 20-year-olds went and created for themselves an apartment inside the mall
I've heard of this.
and lived in that apartment for 4 years.
I think there've been one or two cases like this. But yes, I did not know about this documentary.
It is a documentary. This documentary talks about how they saw this mall when it was being built, and through some weird machinations, were able to figure like there's this dead space within the construction of the mall that if they went and followed a certain pathway and climbed up a slither in a wall, they could make it to this basic dead space.
Okay.
And in this dead space, they created an apartment.
Okay.
And why I say apartment, I don't mean like they were squatting there.
No. They had a whole situation.
They moved up furniture, a break front, a couch.
Okay.
They found ways, and
You said a break front.
okay. Well,
You're like an 80-year-old black woman.
okay. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm sorry.
You got like some hard candy in your pocket that you can give me.
I did just have a mint, but
You said a break front.
that's what my mom called it.
I know that's what your mom called it. You know why? Because your grandmom told her to call it that. And you weren't allowed to play near it.
Well, no.
Oh, I know. I know how this works. Had them dishes in it that no one ever used.
Nobody ever used
No,
it.
never.
That and the silver.
Yeah, oh yeah, right.
The silver.
That no one ever used.
Except when you took it out to clean it twice a year.
Is that not the weirdest thing?
I know.
I'm sorry. But when you said the word, I like words and language, and I don't know the last time I've heard someone use the word break front. So I thought that was worth actually acknowledging.
The crazy thing is that right now, I can't even think, what is it that you're supposed to call it? Because in my mind, it's always been a break front.
Right. It's like
what is it?
It's like part of the dining room set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's
It's
separate.
called something.
Right, like the china closet, maybe.
See, that's old too.
Yeah.
I think break front became China closet.
Do white people use the word break front? Is that a black word?
It has to be. My mom was black.
I think we might need more data. White missionaries. We're wondering, have you ever heard the term break front? Talk to your elders about it.
And
so they have an apartment. They've moved in all of this furniture, including a break
front.
Yes.
Also, they realize that, you know what this apartment is missing? And they're like, what? We need a wall right here. So they bring up cinder blocks.
And make a wall.
Create a wall. Now, this is how guess the race of these people that do this. So they have to bring these cinder blocks into the mall so they can build a wall.
Yeah.
They can only bring them through this one door, which sets off the alarm every time they do it.
Oh.
But they just go and set off the alarm.
And no one ever...
The police come to them one time when they're taking the cinder blocks up. hey, what's going on? What's happening here? Y'all taking cinder blocks, off hours,
Right.
into the into the mall. The practice story that they tell the police officer, yes, we understand, sir. We got these cinder blocks to take them home and had them in the truck, but the truck, it broke the back of the truck. So a friend of ours is picking us up, but can't come up here because the mall is closed. So we have to take the cinder blocks down the steps one by one to put him in his car. And the police says,
Okay, carry on.
okay, carry on.
We're in Rhode Island.
Yes.
It's like non-Cape Verdean guys over there that we need to go in. Okay, all right.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get to your beef, though, because it sounds like it's a good documentary.
Oh, it's horrible.
The documentary's horrible?
Oh, it's so boring. It is, oh my God.
It sounds fascinating to me, Lynn.
I only saw that part because I woke up.
Where'd you watch this?
In Center City.
Oh, it's actually in the...
It's in the theaters.
I'm sorry.
So my beef is that I paid to see this.
Oh, no, Lynn, you may have sold it to me.
You know what?
I'm going to go see it and come report back to the class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
Stephanie, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
It's so boring.
All right.
All right. Next.
Next.
Okay. Next, you know what? I'll save the rest.
It is 7:20.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
save the
okay.
rest. I see your face.
I'm just...
I see your face.
That's my fault because I got caught up on the break front.
See?
So I got...
See? We were going to go to Black Mirror, but no, you wanted to stay on the break front.
You know what? Black Mirror ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
All right.
But I finished Black Mirror.
Good for you.
I did finish.
What's your favorite episode? Do you have a favorite episode?
Of the most recent season?
Soup to nuts. Whole thing. What's your favorite episode?
I said that was going to be my question for you.
Oh,
All right.
I can answer that easy.
What's your favorite episode?
The entire history of you from the second season.
The entire history of you.
The entire history of you. That's the one with the grain, where the dude thinks his wife is cheating on him, and the technology.
Oh, yes.
Everyone records.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite science fiction stories of all time.
Yeah, because that's when he was able to suss out the I don't want to say it.
That's also why because I used to watch Doctor Who, and I forget the actress's name, but the actress that plays his wife was that first female Doctor Who.
Oh, she was.
And I hated her so much in the entire history of you that it made me not watch Doctor Who.
You're right. She's younger, but yeah.
Like every time I would see her in a commercial with Doctor Who, I would mutter under my breath and say, "This effer right here." True story. True story. Like I was a very casual Doctor Who fan, but like I liked the new Doctor Who, and I was watching. Then they announced her, and I said, "Is that the entire?" And then it was. I said, "Yeah, I can't do no with her."
That is. Oh yeah, that is a good one. That is a very good one.
Yep.
I think I have hard to choose between two.
Okay.
And one is I don't want to say the name wrong. The one with Google and Bathara, San.
Oh yeah, San
Junipero.
San
Junipero. Like
you like that one?
I'm a softie.
I was about to say
I'm a softie for
you're
romance.
such a casual. Like that's the non-Black Mirror person's favorite episode because that's the happy one. You like the happy one.
Well,
Black Mirror is bleak. It's pitch black. There are no happy endings. Oh,
well, that's not true.
what's the other episode with a happy ending?
I think it's a pretty. At the end of the day, it's a good ending. And again, Dylan had to help me with the title. The one with Anthony Mackie and Yaya. That is a happy ending.
Striking Vipers?
Striking Vipers.
You think Striking Vipers has a happy ending?
It's a happy ending. It absolutely is a happy ending. You don't think that's a happy ending? You honestly don't think that's a happy ending?
I don't know if I'd call it a happy
It is a happy ending.
It's quite the befuddling ending.
No, it's not. It's not befuddling at all.
I mean, I guess they find each other, like they get...
the ending is that
they still meet up in the game.
They still meet up, but it's once a year.
Yes.
It's once a year on Dude's anniversary. But no. It's once a year on Dude's anniversary. They meet up in the game, and he gives his wife, get out of jail free card for one night. But they still very much in love. It is a happy ending. It's 100% a happy ending.
Every now and then.
It's not every once a year.
Every now and then, it's been a running joke with my boys for years since it's come. I will send the still of Yahya Abdul-Mateen saying, I fucked a polar bear to try and forget about you. Like just randomly in the middle of the group chat, I'll drop that picture. So, yeah, I guess that's all's well that ends well.
It is.
Okay.
That was a happy ending.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and I do love that episode, but that's not my other one.
Okay.
That's not my other one. It's close, but it's not my other one. My other one, and okay, it definitely appeals to the softy in me as well. It's from the most recent season, and it's the one with it's Eulogy with Paul Giamatti.
Oh, that one's beautiful.
That is a beautiful episode.
That's beautiful, but I don't think that's a happy end. I mean, it's just really melancholy.
It's melancholy.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful episode.
Yeah. So those.
It's a beautiful. You want to know my hot take?
What?
You want to know my hot take? Here's my Black Mirror hot take. The first two seasons, like I think there are only 3 episodes
in each
in the first 2 seasons. So my hot take, I think this past season is the strongest season of Black Mirror.
Like full
season. Like you got to take them in totality. Mm-hmm. I think this is the strongest season.
You might be right because I just finished binging all of them. Mm-hmm. So you may be right.
Like I think the Issa Rae episode was the weakest, but I thought
there's a lot of good stuff in it.
I thought there were clever moments in it.
There is.
But I think it is a really strong 6-episode season.
Yeah. It's funny that the Issa Rae episode, Hotel Reverie, there's a lot of good stuff in it. I saw what he was trying to do, but I think it was just maybe one too many ideas.
Yeah,
but it still is beautiful.
I mean, it pains me to say it. I just don't think Issa Rae is a strong enough actress for them to have put that on her shoulders.
Yeah, 'cause she's a little one note.
Yeah,
she's a little one note in it, and you needed a little bit more layers.
Yeah.
In there. I agree.
Yeah, but even having said that, like you said, it's like the ideas are interesting enough, and it does that Black Mirror thing with technology where it's not the day after tomorrow, it's like this afternoon.
Yeah,
where you can very much see the film industry headed this way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like in 10 years, we're
months.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Right.
Oh, cool.
All right.
So.
Can we cross off Black Mirror? We ended up talking about Black Mirror.
All right.
Could have been talking about that when you talking about the Met Gala and what our weird is. Go ahead.
I thought that segment was well.
Yes.
It's the break front we could have done without. You want to keep your tangent. No. Get away with the tangent. And we'd be on time.
All
right now, 7:30.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And it's time for your emails. Or, as we like to call them,
missives from the missionaries.
So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Missives from the Missionaries. Vincent, we have an email from Ron Covington.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Greetings, Len and Vince. Last week you were talking about film franchises. You mentioned the Bond franchise with Sean Connery. I wanted to gently correct you as to the order and years of release of those films.
Right. You're not even going to correct us. You're actually going to tell us.
Yes.
Because, I don't know the order.
Because Ron is that guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Dr. No from 1962 was first followed by From Russia with Love from 1963, then Goldfinger, 1964. I think I transposed those two. Thunderball is 65. You Only Live Twice is 67. Diamonds Are Forever in 71. And then Never Say Never Again in 83, which is the one where
Connery comes back.
Well, it doesn't really. Well, yeah, he does a Bond while Roger Moore is still doing Bond.
Right.
George Lazenby did On Her Majesty's Secret Service in 1969, which was before Diamonds Are Forever. Never Say Never was a remake of Thunderball, but we talked about that. On another note, I love See You Yesterday, and it reminded me in terms of the lead female character of the angry black girl and her monster. Did you guys review that film?
We have not.
We have not.
But that's on my list of...
See You and Angry Black Girl would make for an interesting double feature. What films do you appreciate where the lead is a young black female who uses her cunning and wit to navigate danger rather than brute force? As always, keep passing the mic, Ron Covington. I'm sure there's not too many films that where the woman is the female lead, black woman is the female lead.
Well, girls. I mean, you got to do Girl with All the Gifts.
Yes, and I guess she does use her cunning ultimately.
I mean, appropriately enough, I think Beasts of the Southern Wilds is a good one.
Yeah. I would, instead of brute force, so she uses a black female lead using her wit. I'm sure there's tons more. I'm just drawing a blank right now on it. But good question. Well, we will answer that when we review Angry Girl and Her Monster. But thank you for the email, Ron Covington.
Thank you, Ron.
We got an email from George Kimona.
What's up, George?
Greetings, gents and missionaries. Going to keep this as short as possible, rounding out the top 5 quotable black movies. He says, New Jack City with Sit Your $5 Ass Down Before I Make Change, Am I Your Brother's Keeper, and Rockabye Baby.
Rockabye Baby. He's
those
are 3 good ones.
Boomerang with Strange.
Yeah.
First the Fat Boys break up, now this. That's a nipple, because I'm drooling.
Yeah.
Love Should Have Brought You Your Ass Home Last Night.
Oh, yeah.
And Whip That Pussy Bang Bang Bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Okay. And Spike Lee honorable mentions, You're Gonna Make Me Do the Crack Dance?
Yeah.
And Sal, Why Are There No Brothers Up on the Wall?
Why is no brothers on the wall? Also,
in terms of franchises, we have to give love to Godzilla and Godzilla and Kong's Monster Universe. As always, long live the mission, George Kimona.
Okay. All right.
Those are good additions, George.
Those are good additions.
Can't knock those at all. We have an email from Corey Nicole.
Hey, Corey.
Greetings to Len, Vincent, and the missionaries. I first want to address Vincent's statement about Michael B. Jordan in Sinners.
Okay.
As you both know, I went to see Sinners not once but twice. I went yesterday to further expand on my woman moment about Michael B. Jordan. She's having another woman moment.
Well, good for her.
Let's just say his grills and him being buff was super sexy.
Okay.
Also, between Smoke and Stack, it's Smoke for me.
Okay.
Smoke gave grown man energy.
She likes responsible men.
A provider, stood on business.
Yes, he did.
And he loved Annie to death.
Yes, he did.
Truly beautiful and sexy as hell.
Okay, fair enough.
Since it is Mother May I and the month of episodes I find hilarious, I pose a question for you both. Out of all the Mother May I movies you both have watched, what movie would you say it's a terrible movie, but it is also good? I listened and watched Rappin' this past weekend, and your episode nearly had me laughing out loud. Poor Eric LaSalle. At least Kadeem Hardison had fun. Mario Van Peebles, no comment. Can't wait for the new episodes, though. Love always, Corey. So, what movie for Mother May I have we reviewed that was bad, but was still good?
Like entertaining, maybe?
Yeah, because I can't think of one that we landed on recommending.
I don't know. Did we do I Got the Hookup during Mother May I?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because some bad movies we just do.
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not that was.
You know, I have a soft spot for those 90s rapper movies that are objectively bad films. But there's something about them,
Yeah,
especially as time goes on, and they serve almost as a time capsule.
Well, yeah, that's true. I can't think of anything that we did that we kind of liked, or certainly that I kind of liked.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, not a...
Ain't gonna be one this month.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. This month there may be one. I'm looking forward. There's one of the movies we're watching. I haven't seen since I first saw it.
Sure.
So I'm interested in that. I don't know. You know what? I think we did Pootie Tang for Mother May I.
No, we didn't. Because I never would have chose. Because I chose Pootie Tang, and I never would have done that.
Oh, okay.
Because
I thought maybe I.
Yeah, you know, I unironically love Pootie Tang.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Then I can't think.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Sorry, Corey. Can't.
We'll have to look back.
We'll have to look back, and I would right now, but on the phone, gets a little time.
Yeah.
And because of Vince's tangent, we're on a clock. So
You don't want over there. I felt like I'm sitting here talking to Big Mama.
we have another last email. This is from Michael Lockett.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Evening, gents and fellow missionaries. My salutation makes me feel like I'm walking into a family-owned and operated speakeasy where you two have a table and I have a standing Tuesday sit-down with you.
Nice.
It's nice. That's what he says. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I like that.
Thank you, two, for always bringing that real family welcome and sit down. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
Spoiler alert, both films I'm talking about today were good.
Okay.
Last week's See You Yesterday was just as good on a second watch as when I saw it when it first came out. There are only a handful of time travel films I'll ride for, and this is one of them. A great story that is real in both its teenage quirk and the painful story swirling around it. I haven't seen much from the stars since and hope their creativity isn't being stifled because this piece was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
My time travel trip landed with you two as you critiqued This Is It, the Michael Jackson concert film.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As much Michael Jackson and his siblings that I have lived through, this film was a special look behind the curtain. Last year, I took my family to see the musical MJ, which was a polished-up, whitewashed version of this man.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the performances and story were moving. I had never seen this kind of joy and or honesty from MJ. I was 100% feeling y'all's riff on Michael in Black Dynamite. The code was indeed cracked. MJ was a cold mother. I heard from two different sources that Michael Jackson beat Tupac's ass over and over one of Quincy Jones' daughters. Shamon.
That is the urban legend.
That's yes.
That is the urban legend.
I believe it's a legend.
I mean, with the disclaimer, we're just talking like if you look at the actual data, like you look at the two players involved.
Okay.
Look, we all love Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
And, no disrespect to Tupac, but this is what I know for a fact about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was from Gary, Indiana, and had 5 older brothers.
Okay, true.
I'm just
But the legend is that Michael Jackson
beat his ass.
beat his ass.
Yes.
Not that Michael Jackson got somebody to beat Tupac's ass.
That's what the legend is. That it was Michael Jackson himself.
Do you believe the legend?
I think it's possible.
Well, anything is possible.
No, but if it didn't happen, it's just because the pieces didn't. I think the pieces are there. I think it would not surprise me in the least if Michael Jackson had hands.
How old is Tupac supposed to be
And
in the story?
the thing about Michael Jackson is I feel like people would take him for bad, and then you look up and you'd have been two-pieced.
How old is Tupac supposed to be in this story?
Look, however old, I don't know. Like
I think he's supposed to be like still like a
in
young
his
teen.
20s.
I think in his 20s?
I
mean,
guess.
he died in
Hey,
his
man,
20s.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that it does not, like, look. Men of a certain age, I always believe they can fight across the board. And
Black men of a certain age.
no, men.
You believe that?
I got a whole and here. So here, you know me. I always feel like it's pre-crack and post-crack, and I think pre-crack is sort of like cursive, like dudes know how to fight. Like you scuffled, you people rolled around. Wasn't nobody really concerned about guns like that. So it's like playing the piano. Like some people are Duke Ellington. Some people can play chopsticks, but everybody, and I always felt like people of a certain age can fight, like know how to throw a punch, know how to take a punch. So Michael Jackson on that side of the barrier.
Okay.
First of all, just his age. Second, like I said, Michael Jackson got a lot of damn brothers. And if you know anybody in a family with brothers, them dudes usually can fight. Because they were in there fighting.
Yeah.
And like I just said, and you're not trying to hurt nobody, but just the actual skill. Michael Jackson was in great physical condition. Why are you saying like Michael Jackson?
I mean, he was skinny. I mean, he wasn't.
He was wiry.
Okay, fair enough.
Why are we gonna act like Michael Jackson one of the greatest entertainers of all time, and the physicality that goes along with that? Like he didn't sing, dance, have you? Are you aware of Michael Jackson? Have you seen any footage of him?
I have.
I don't know if there's any footage that you've seen. Like, let's not act like he wasn't a physical specimen.
Okay.
He had reach, like he was a tall dude. And look, let's not act like I think people. Oh, the children. I'm not taking no dude. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think it is possible it happened. I don't know nothing about Tupac and with Tupac, but I do know Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, he's a man of a certain age. He had 5 brothers. He been performing since he was like 6, 7 years old, as we all know from the historically accurate docudrama, The Jacksons: An American Story. Joe had them carrying cinder blocks back and forth. Like, I mean, let's not.
To the secret apartment.
Look, so, like I said, it sounds too good to be true.
Okay.
But, look.
Michael continues, I believe it was Vincent that brought up the centering of spirituality in the creative process that allowed Michael Jackson to survive, and I think for Prince to be able to continually evolve, create, and stretch himself. Do you two think, more than any other personality type, Black creatives need some sort of spirituality to maintain themselves in their artistic projects in the whirlwind of white delusional systems all around them? P.S. I, too, need a drink with copious amounts of ice when Ava DuVernay is around. Sweet Jesus, that woman. All the best, Michael Lockett. You want us to...
What kind of question is that, Michael? I don't think it hurts. I think spirituality helps. I think you need something to keep you centered.
Yeah.
You need something to keep you centered.
Yes,
there you
Michael.
go. That's my insightful analysis. I think you need something to keep you centered.
And that's what it is. It really just about is a centering, and it is.
You need good counsel.
Yeah, but there's a part of me like, as you get older, I guess you get a little bit more cynical. I don't know necessarily that I would call it spirituality, but that center, whatever that is within you, I think it is born from your relationship to religions and learning these things, and then taking that and melding it with what you know and creating.
Well, I tell you wouldn't know in 20 minutes we were going to be talking about fart jokes.
The one funny moment in this stupid movie.
Oh, boy, you've got a low bar for funny.
Well, I needed something.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank
that
you,
is
Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for that email. If you have any emails that you want to send, now's the time in May to send all of your emails. Just bring them all on. Send them to micheauxmission@gmail.com. Say everything. Matter of fact, why don't you just forward all of your emails to micheauxmission@gmail.com
Right.
for the month of
Like if you want to renew your subscription to Reader's Digest, just send it to us.
Send this to us.
Talk about it.
We'll read about it on air.
Right.
Please. All right.
All right.
And now it's time for the Game of Kings.
The Game of Kings.
Or as we call it, 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin.
All right.
Six Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give Vincent 2 actors and he has 6 movies or less to connect them back to D'Urville Martin, that man who has starred in not any of our Mother May I Have a Bad Black movies.
Nor any episodes of Black Mirror.
All right, Vincent.
All right.
Keeping it in theme.
Keep it in theme.
We are going to be reviewing for tonight 2005's The Man.
The Man.
Starring Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy. And this actor who, in 6 films or less, you have to connect to D'Urville Martin, and you cannot use The Man.
I can't use The Man.
Miguel Ferrer.
Oh, is that my man in here?
Yes.
I was hoping you'd use him. Because, first of all, I love him.
Oh, I do too.
I love him. And I kept waiting for a plot twist in this lazy-ass script that would utilize him more, and then it didn't.
Not at all.
And it's like, it's Miguel Ferrer. Like, you gotta. Anyway, we'll talk about that. But, because you know what I love him in. You know my Miguel Ferrer movie.
I got it.
And the one I'm going straight to.
Let's go.
Oh, you're not going to guess?
I think is it
Because, of course, it's RoboCop.
RoboCop, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to need your help with an actor in RoboCop. Because I'm going to go a fun way. Because D'Urville Martin is, of course, in Five on a Black. No. He's in Dolomite with Rudy Ray Moore. Rudy Ray Moore is in Penitentiary 2 with Mr. T. Mr. T is in DC Cab.
Yes.
With Irene Cara. Irene Cara is in Fame with, and this is the actor I need. He's one of the evil henchmen in RoboCop. He was on ER for years, but he was in Fame as the closeted gay actor.
Is this? Let's see. don't think that's him. I don't think that's him. No, that's not him.
He was on ER for years, and then like the helicopter killed him.
Ooh.
First it cut his arm off, and then he got killed by heli. It was actually pretty hilarious.
Jesus. So this actor,
He's in Fame and he's in RoboCop.
so he's in the movie Fame,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in RoboCop. All right, let's see. Let's see. It's not Fame. I'm gonna. It is. Is that him? I think he may be. I think I have him. I think I have him.
You want to tell me his name?
Is it Jim Moody?
That doesn't sound right. Jim Moody's the other dude.
Okay. It's not Jim Moody. Because I'm looking at the. Nobody in the cast of Fame looks like they don't
Let me see. Let me see Cast of Fame. Hand me the phone.
cross reference with.
Paul McCrane.
Paul McCrane.
Paul McCrane.
I've never heard of him.
Paul McCrane. Paul McCrane. Lisa just said it. Lisa Alexander just said it too. So Irene Cara is in Fame with Paul McCrane, and then Paul McCrane is in RoboCop with Miguel Ferrer.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's always a bad guy. Yeah. Wow. From Philly.
Is he from Philly?
From Philly.
Very nice. I always like Paul McCrane.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. That's,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's-
Oh yeah.
That's a deep cut for you.
Hey, how often do I get to talk about DC Cab?
Not often.
Not
enough
often.
for you.
Not often at all.
All right.
All right.
Well done.
I was hoping you said Adam. I was hoping you would say Adam Baldwin last week with Predator 2 because he was also in DC Cab. I was all ready to use DC Cab. Go ahead.
You've already broke the record with how long it took you to fit in.
I know.
Flash Gordon.
I know. Who's next?
All right. In 6 films or less, connect Derville Martin to
2.
Ann Archer.
Oh, that's a good one. Because Ann Archer, she's in a lot of ways like the white Kim Elise.
Okay.
She's always somebody's wife. Like, has Ann Archer starred in a movie? Is there an Ann Archer
she's above
movie?
the title?
Right, like it's an Ann Archer movie.
I don't think so.
Like she's always like, she's not the wife in Independence Day, right?
You know what? That may be her. Let me look.
But that's like she's always playing that role.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Like it's an actor, and then he needs a wife who also has a certain measure of gravitas.
I'm not seeing Independence Day.
Hasn't she played like Harrison Ford's wife in?
Yeah, she has played Harrison.
Okay. What's the one where he's get off my plane? What is that with? Get off my plane.
Well, that would be Air Force One.
Is she in Air Force One with him?
No.
Is he the president in Clear and Present Danger?
Yes.
Okay, is she in that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I knew she was, like, I knew it was somewhere it's like, I'm Harrison Ford and it's like this is an actory role, but it's still Harrison Ford, so I might punch somebody in the mouth. All right, well, we'll do that real quick, because, Delville Martin is in The Final Come Down with Billy D. Williams, who is, of course, in The Empire Strikes Back with Harrison Ford. And then Harrison Ford is in Clear and Present Danger. which is a film that I know I saw. But if you pointed a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you the plot at all. Like, I know he's the president, and I guess there's some danger that is both clear and present. And Ann Archer plays his wife, who's
equally in danger.
Right, but she's like a first lady, and it's like you're playing Harrison Ford's wife, so like you had to have a certain air about you.
Still saying absolutely nothing about the movie.
yeah, but I'm just saying, but that's Ann Archer's lane.
I know.
It's like Kim Elise. Like, only a certain actress could be Denzel Washington's wife. Like, you his wife. You're not just his love interest. Like, he married you, and now I'm 50-year-old Denzel Washington, and I'm very serious about things. Like, I come home and I undo my tie, and I sit at the kitchen table, and like she comes and rubs him on the shoulders and say, honey, how are things with the whatever the situation is in the movie? And then Denzel Washington gives a little mini monologue. And then like she gives him a cup of coffee, and then she sits down and has a cup of coffee too. Because you're Denzel Washington, but I'm also Kim Elise. And I can sit at this table with you. That's who Ann Archer is. She's the white Kim Elise. Am I lying now? Did I not perfectly describe who she is?
Do you want to do the 6 degrees now?
I mean, he's in clear and present danger with Ann Archer. I just did it.
But you got to get him back to D'Urville Martin.
I started with D'Urville Martin. D'Urville Martin is in the final come down with Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams, you know I said this. I said this exact same thing like 5 minutes ago.
You did.
Yeah, I did. Are you not listening to me? Is that what your ass over there talking about, the Met Gala?
I think I fell asleep.
Hey. Well, you're missing gold over here. Gold!
Okay, well.
All right.
Oh, look at we're in the studio.
Yeah.
It's the 6 degrees of D'Urville Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Vincent.
There you go.
Okay, well, I guess
Here we are.
nothing else on the list.
We covered your list.
If you're suffering with some, feeling like you need to talk to someone, you may want to try BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/mm. Receive 10% off your first month. There's someone to talk to. BetterHelp.
I had to be quiet when you did that. Don't mess with the money. You get real serious with the money.
So now.
No, you want to do Mother May I? Come on, here we go.
It is now time for us to review The Man.
The Man, a 2005 buddy cop comedy starring Samuel Jackson, Eugene Levy, and Miguel Ferreira, is about gun runners who have killed undercover cop Derek Van's partner. And Van sets up a sting where he arranges to meet with an arms dealer at a diner where he'll be the only one reading USA Today. But through a case of mistaken identity, dentists, or not even dentist, because it says he's a dentist. He's not even a dentist. He's a dental equipment salesman. Andy Fiddler is reading the same paper, and the dealer mistakes him for Van. When Van realizes this, he drags the baffled Andy into the operation, forcing him to pose as the fake buyer. The Man, a 2005 film written by Jim Pittock, Margaret Oberman, and Stephen Carpenter, directed by Les Mayfield. As we begin 2025's Mother May I Have Another One of Those Bad Black Movies, this was the choice of Lynn Webb. Lynn, what do you have to tell us about The Man?
The reason why I was interested in reviewing this film
Okay, all right.
is because I was very curious about the teaming up of two actors who I enjoy.
100%.
I enjoy, we have gone long and hard here on the Micheaux Mission about how much, for the most part, we enjoy Samuel L. Jackson. Not all of his movies are top notch, but he always lays it on the line.
Absolutely.
One of the great actors working today.
Absolutely.
Because we review black films, it's not often that we're able to praise the work of some of the more prominent white actors out there, because they just don't, tend to star in a lot of the films that we are reviewing. Eugene Levy is not an A-list actor, but he certainly is high B-list, especially coming off of the success of Schitt's Creek, which is TV series which ran for more than a few years on Netflix and actually won an Emmy Award.
And clearly he's a comedic legend.
I'm going to go there.
All right.
And that was a television show. But he's a comedic legend dating all the way back to the late 70s and 80s with SCTV, which was a Canadian sketch show a la Saturday Night Live, that he was a member of that troupe, along with such notable actors as the late John Candy, Mike Myers.
No, Mike Moranis.
No, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers is on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's confusing because Mike Myers is Canadian, though.
Right. He is Canadian. And I actually meant Dave Thomas.
Yeah.
Dave Thomas. Was on there. Joe Flaherty. Andrea Martin.
Andrea Martin.
And then we'll go on to prominence in the movies, along with starring the Christopher Guest, improv films, For Your Consideration, The Mighty Wind, and of course everybody's favorite Best in Show.
Oh my goodness.
And then he gets attracted by a whole nother demographic as the father figure in the American Pie film.
Yeah.
So he has been this legend throughout time, throughout the latter half of the 20th century in comedic spaces. So when you get those two together in a film, a buddy cop film that's in 2005, are we already past the buddy cop, heyday by 2005? Absolutely. So this is kind of like revisiting that genre. That's what this movie offers, that the opportunity. Has some shades of one of the better, more heralded, slash buddy cop films from that era. Midnight Run, starring Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin, kind of like in similar type of roles. You've got a gruff, authority figure who has to shepherd this more nebbish guy around town for whatever reasons. And that's what happens in this movie. This movie, you laid out the plot. The plot is like, it's doing like you say, a lot of work in that sentence. Because this movie is basically Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy drive from one spot to another spot, drive to another spot, to another. That is the entire movie. I lie to you not. They are just driving from spot to spot, barely getting out of the car. They're not driving to a spot and then having like this big scene someplace. No, they're still in the car bickering at one another. Okay. We get to see these two gigantic talents riffing off of one another. This should be comedic gold. Samuel L. Jackson, you know, he knows his way around a line.
Yes.
And Eugene Levy, legitimate comedic genius.
Yes.
Watch them make gold.
Yes.
No, it does not happen. This movie is not funny at all. It is at an hour and 20 minutes. It's an hour and 19 minutes too long.
Yeah.
It is, and Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy are tired.
Yeah.
By this time in 2005, Eugene Levy is on the other side of the Christopher Guest movies. He is on the other side of the American Pie movies, and he's actually trying to find his way in Hollywood, right? And it's not too long before this. Fun note that you may not know. Were you a fan of the TV series The West Wing?
I was not.
Okay.
I just didn't watch it. I didn't have anything against it, but yeah.
Right. The character on that show, Tobey Maguire, who was like the White House like chief communications officer, right? Played by Richard Schiff, was a very acerbic but dark character who had a very good storylines throughout the run of that series. Eugene Levy was up for that role. Eugene Levy actually was the man who they thought they were going to hire for that role before Richard Schiff walked in, and they ultimately gave it to him. And it's interesting to go into a parallel universe where Eugene Levy, this comedic, character of note, joins this drama and is allowed to now be funny when he has to be, but also show different dimensions and show his dramatic chops. Wondering where his career would have been, because he would have been on that show and around this time.
Okay.
He would have still been on the West Wing, still doing capable work, maybe even going up for Emmy nominations like Richard Schiff did, instead of still trying to find his way around. Samuel L. Jackson, 2005, he's on the other side of the Star Wars movies, and the Marvel movies are about 3 years away.
Right.
Iron Man. But in 2005, Samuel L. Jackson is a working actor.
Yes, he
and
is.
He may be the most working actor.
Yeah.
He is the James Brown of actors in 2005. And because of that, Samuel L. Jackson at this moment, you can tell he is choosing the moments when, okay, I got to work in this one and I got to cash a check in this one.
Right.
And the man is Samuel L. Jackson cashing a check.
Yeah.
He is 100% cashing a check. He is phoning in this performance, which is basically him doing Samuel L. Jackson does Denzel Washington in Training Day.
I actually said it's Samuel Jackson playing Samuel Jackson type.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And the two of them, they don't mesh at all.
Yeah.
There is zero chemistry between them. The movie, the director was Les Manfield.
That sounds right.
Is it? Les Mayfield. Excuse me. Les Mayfield. Basically a pedestrian director. He did anything of the. Certainly not an auteur with a style.
Sure.
There's no style that is brought to this film.
No.
At all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
He doesn't do them any favors by keeping the camera very tight on them for a lot of this movie. There's a lot of tight shots.
It is. Well, in the car.
Because they're in the car the whole time.
Yeah.
They're in the car the whole time. Now, shout out to 2005. They are actually in a car.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually driving through the streets of, they say it's Detroit. So I don't know whether or not they're actually on location in Detroit, but they're on location. So, you know, so that part gets right. It's nice to see, like, you know, when they're driving along, oh, they're actually passing streets and it's not just like a special effect. You know, it's like, oh, that's refreshing.
You're just trying to pull what you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull what I can,
hear
man,
you.
because this movie, it is so not funny. I can't believe you mentioned about there's a fart joke in this movie, and there basically is a fart joke. You know, Eugene Levy's character doesn't do well when he eats beef, and he lets off in the car, and and Samuel Jackson's got to get out of the car. It's like, oh my God, it smells so bad.
Yeah.
The sound effects of him farting made me laugh.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
That sound effects, not just any fart sound effects. These specific fart sound effects.
You're a fart sound connoisseur.
Well, yes, I like a nice wet fart.
Like the wet.
These were
like the sound of a wet fart.
It was a wet fart. You could feel the flapping of the cotton.
Yeah.
And I
that made you laugh?
It made me laugh.
Okay.
It made me laugh.
Fair enough.
Perhaps either that or I was just dumbfounded. Laughing to please release me.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not a good film.
Look. I'll pick up with the fart joke. You know, I have a list of hackneyed jokes that always let me know that I'm watching the product of, I don't want to use a word like lazy, because that's a very provocative word, but a not entirely active imagination and productive. There's the fart joke. There's the prison rape joke. There's the flamboyant gay joke. There's the funny foreign guy accent joke. Mm-hmm. You know, there's the fat joke. You know, these like the 5 jokes that when I see them in the film, I'm like, okay, this is not a Neil Simon script. This is not a Mel Brooks. And that's not even because sometimes you might get a fart joke in a Mel Brooks movie.
One of the more famous ones.
But Mel Brooks is Mel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And this has 2 of those 5. You get the fart joke, and then you get an allusion to prison rape as a joke. And, you know, I think you hit the nail on the head where it's just lethargic. Like everything, like I don't know what is going on at the moment in both of these men's careers, but neither Samuel L. Jackson nor Eugene Levy seem like they're invested in this at all. And I was sort of morbidly fascinated at how you made these people unfunny, because I think this is a combination that you would not have had to work that hard to make work. Like Eugene Levy, you know, you talked about the gold standard, which is, of course, Midnight Run. Mm-hmm. As much as we talk about Charles Grodin, who is the comedian in this, so, of course, it's a funny film, so we all go to Charles Grodin. I think the not-so-secret weapon, as we found out from Meet the Parents and other things since then, is that Robert De Niro, even though he's Robert De Niro, is funny.
He is.
He has good timing. Mm-hmm. He has a sense of humor. I think Samuel Jackson is funny. I think you think about Samuel Jackson in something like Jackie Brown. You think about Samuel Jackson in The Great White Hype. You think about Samuel Jackson, you were talking about in The Letters, in Jungle Fever. Like, he is funny. Like, he can be Samuel Jackson, but use all of the characteristics of his acting and apply it comedically, much like Robert De Niro could do.
Yes.
The flip side, the great thing about Charles Grodin, and you know I love Charles Grodin, is that as funny as he is, there is this sort of dark streak under there that you get that kind of nice, it's almost like salted caramel. Like you get that great contrast with him. And I think Eugene Levy, as you mentioned, he's in all those great Christopher Guest films. And I think the thing about the Christopher Guest films is much like I just said about Charles Grodin. They're very funny.
Yes.
But there is this edge right underneath. And SCTV, the reason that you talk about SCTV as the only real counterpart to Saturday Night Live is that SCTV had that as well, and Eugene Levy has that. So I was actually fascinated by how unfunny it was. Like I couldn't believe you can actually put the two of them in this enclosed space, have them bounce off each other, and it not be funny.
I know.
Like that was almost an art. Like have you ever tried to clap off beat? Like have you tried to clap off beat?
Right.
And it's very difficult. Like you find yourself, like that's what I felt with this. I almost felt like it should have fallen into rhythm at some point. And it just doesn't. I joked about Michael Fier. There are moments in this script where you assume it's going to be some type of reversal. There's this character, Joey, who reports to this mysterious Kane. Yeah. And the film sets you up, okay, well, at some point we're going to see who Kane is, and you assume because you've seen movies that Kane's going to be someone that we've seen before, and it's going to be some type of plot twist. And then the answer is Joey says, "No, I'm Kane. I'm also Kane." There's this detail where Van's partner was killed by a 45.
Yes.
And then we come to find out another character is also killed by a 45. So you think, well, who has a 45? Like, what is this for? No, that doesn't go anywhere either. The film is an hour and 20 minutes, and yet somehow has padding. Like at one point, there's like Eugene Levy steals a car. And I actually had in my notes, are we actually padding an hour and 20-minute film with a car? A car? It's not a chase. It's not even a chase.
No.
It's just him driving fast by himself for no reason, and it goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere. And Samuel Jackson actually, he commandeers a car so that he can kind of like follow him. It's all over the place.
Several times in the film, Anthony Mackie is there, and he's very young in his career.
Yes,
so you understand.
Anthony
Mackie, he actually looks like a kid.
Getting his SAG card.
But I don't really understand why he's here. Like there's a joke, and I use the word joke very lightly, that Van hits him with the car.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just sort of, you know, the character Van has a daughter that maybe that's, like there are all these sort of gestures to plot development that don't go anywhere.
Because there is no plot.
And I don't, you know what, can I tell you the God's truth? I don't understand how this film got made. Like, I don't understand what the pitch was that someone said, we're going to produce this. I mean, I guess, like, I guess Samuel Jackson, Eugene Levy, I guess maybe they signed up for the money. Maybe the money?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody.
And then someone said, we've got Eugene Levy and Samuel Jackson. So,
I was half expecting.
So we'll produce it.
I was quite surprised that, at least not in my research, that this wasn't some script that was left over from the heyday of Buddy
Right.
cops that you found out was actually attached at one time to Bruce Willis or something like that, because that is it's not odd to get Samuel L. Jackson in this movie,
Right.
especially at this time,
Right.
know,
Strike while the iron's hot.
Right.
Make that money.
Make that money. Have your
Absolutely.
name above the credits if you can, whenever you can.
Sure.
So it's not out of line for them to get him, but to get Eugene Levy, who had only one other time, and this was at least 20 years before, on some more smaller film, had his name above the credits.
Right.
Like in 2005, Eugene Levy is not the person you pull for that assignment. Like you didn't see that in the room, that these two just don't mesh. Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
It makes absolutely zero sense putting them together. And whose instinct was it in 2005 that we needed a buddy cop film again?
See, I think you keep saying buddy cop, but I guess in my mind, the buddy cop is a version of an Odd Couple film.
Yeah.
And, I don't think you can ever go wrong with these Odd Couple pairings.
They just did.
No. I mean, just as a concept. Like, I think that's an evergreen concept. Like, you take these two. Look, as much as I dislike them, apparently I'm in the minority. Kevin Hart and The Rock have probably made 4 versions of these Odd Couple films in the hour that we've been doing this. Like the two of them just print money doing this.
That's true.
So it's not like, nobody wants to see this odd pairing of people together. Because I think people do. And I think they work when they work.
Okay. All right, fair.
I mean, what's now here's a question. What's the last good one? Like, what's the last sort of, I'm an action guy, I'm a comedian. We put him. You know what? Speaking of Kevin Hart, what's that movie he made with Ice Cube? Where's Kevin Hart? Is that Ride Along?
Yes.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, there you go.
For what it is.
There you go.
The movie that Ice Cube made with Charlie, not Charlie Hunnam. Is that Charlie Day from
Always Sunny?
From Always Sunny? The was that Fist Fight or where they played the teachers?
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I think they can work.
They can, but
Let's be clear. This doesn't work, but I think as a concept.
Well, it may be heresy for me to say this. I think that Ice Cube has shown in his acting that he can bring it. He can bring some different levels, some different energies. And like tone down the Ice Cube. Like sometimes Ice Cube is on screen and he is the baddest man on the planet.
Yes.
But there are also times where he is on screen and he legitimately is one of the nicest guys on
Yes.
He can play that well.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, I don't know if he fully has that range, or at least I haven't seen him fully exercise that range on film.
You don't like his character in Jackie Brown?
Yeah, but his character in Jackie Brown, he's a villain.
Yeah, but so what are you saying? You don't see him?
I'm saying that there are moments in this movie.
Yeah.
No, let's go back to admittedly the gold standard, but let's go back to Midnight
Run.
Midnight Run. Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Robert De Niro, Mr. Intensity when he wants to be.
Yes.
But the beautiful part about that movie is not so much his comedic chops, even though they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But what also makes that movie work is that you can see him softening up and be you can see the friendship growing in him for the Charles Grodin character.
Yes.
Throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels earned.
Yeah.
In this movie, Samuel L. Jackson, whether or not it's the direction, it's the script, or his own instinct, is so one note.
Yes.
Just beating up on the guy, even though he's dragging this dude all around the city, even though this dude has helped him make a connection to his little daughter.
Yeah.
All he is doing is beating up on this dude the whole movie. So that when it seemingly is a friendship moment, none of it seems earned.
Yeah, but I think that's because the script is absolutely horrible. I don't think Samuel Jackson couldn't have pulled that off with a better script.
But I don't know, because I don't think that he has been asked, at least not that I have seen or I can recollect, to show that dimensionality in the majority of his roles.
I mean, I hate to pull the obvious one. I think he has really... I like him in Pulp Fiction along those lines, where you do get those different tones with Julius.
Yeah.
I like him in Pulp Fiction. Again, we're talking about different tones within the same film. We're not talking about he plays different characters. I think Eve's Bayou, he's really complicated.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You don't see the softer side.
I think he's very soft in Eve's Bayou. I think he's amazingly soft in Eve's Bayou.
I don't.
With his daughters, yeah.
I don't see it. I never trust him in that movie.
You never trust. Now that's interesting. It's really dangerous bringing up Eve's Bayou in this conversation, because that is a film that is a million times more interesting than this.
Yeah, I don't think you ever trust him in Eve's Bayou. At least me. I don't trust him in Eve's Bayou. And I think that
I think that's a fair read, though.
Yeah.
Especially if we say that Journey Smollett's character is an unreliable narrator, which I think you can. But again, this is May. This is May. This is May. All right, we go. All right, take that off today. All right, I'll just go along with you, because
Thank you.
I'll just go along with you. Because it is interesting. We ain't gonna talk about Eve's Bayou.
Say it. You start.
No. But it is a fascinating moment that what we find out about what transpired between him and Megan Good's character. We find out in a letter, but we find out in the letter that Journey Smollett's character has read. But then you realize that the whole movie is embedded, that this is Journey Smollett as an adult telling the story. So you have like 3 intermediaries,
Right.
between what happened. Like, we never actually see what happened as the viewer. We have adult Journey Smollett's character relaying what she said as a kid, relaying the letter that she read that he wrote. So,
Right.
all right, go ahead.
I ain't got nothing else to say about this movie. What else you want me to say?
I think this film's biggest crime is that it's boring.
Yeah,
It's boring.
That's yeah.
We've said it before. Like, I think some films are so bad that they can kind of be entertaining. Like I always think about a film that here's a film that was bad, but I've actually watched it once or twice since we reviewed it, and it makes me chuckle. The Wild Man Steve's star vehicle, the $6,000 nigga, which is a terrible film.
God, yes.
But it's so terrible. It's like, I cannot take my eyes off of this.
I found a way to divert my eyes.
Yeah, but, it seems so weird in May to say this. Would you recommend The Man?
No.
No.
Would you recommend The Man?
I would not recommend The Man. And again, I kind of, it's not even a train wreck.
No. Because you get this, you're talking about it's boring.
And it is.
And we talk about Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy just walking through it. Miguel Ferrer, they do nothing with.
I kept waiting for I just knew he was going to be the criminal mastermind.
You're waiting for
it's like, how do you have 90s quintessential bad guy in your film and do nothing with him?
You're waiting for it and it never comes.
But
no payoff. Yeah, I just think I think nobody is interested in making a.
I hope all the checks cleared.
Well, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I believe they did.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
That is our review of The Man.
Yeah.
Before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week, I invite you to send all of your emails, every one of them, you heard me, to micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION @gmail.com. What do you know? Your emails may make it right here to the show. The Micheaux Mission is also proudly in the social media of your choice, whether or not it be Instagram or Facebook or Threads. We're on Threads at Micheaux Mission. You can also find the Micheaux Mission on YouTube. That's right, youtube.com/Micheaux Mission, where we go live every Tuesday night with our live stream that is available as an audio podcast come Thursday, Friday morning. And you can hit the bell and be notified of when we go live and when we put up all of our great videos and shorts on our YouTube channel. And if you really want to support the show, please tell a friend. Tell a friend about the Micheaux Missions. Tell them that they can leave us a 5-star rating and a review. They can subscribe. They can get the podcast. They can get the video podcast. They can get it all. All right. And in June, we will be presenting another way that you can support the Micheaux Mission. Look out for that big news coming in June. The Micheaux Mission is also a proud member of The Podglomerate, thepodglomerate.com. They make podcasts work, such as ours, which will be returning next week here as we continue our look at Mother May I Have Another Bad Black Movie. It is Vincent's turn.
It is.
Dialing back the clock to 2003. And we are going to be reviewing a film. I don't know if people heard it last week, Vincent. You actually have a running theme with the two films that you selected for this month. Give the missionaries a peek at what your theme for your movies is this week.
My theme is Oscar bait.
Oscar bait.
My theme is Black Oscar bait, and we will talk about sort of the strategy that knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or subconsciously, that black actors have to employ, or seems that they employ, because you don't know people's minds.
That's right.
And there's a type of film that patterns have emerged if you look at the films that are honored with black people in them, certainly in light of the revelation that a lot of the voters don't even watch all the films. So then as a black creative, you got to go through that hoop. Like, I have to make something that's going to appeal to this voting group that'll watch it. And that is my theme for my two films this month. One that did not succeed in this strategy, and one that did.
That's right.
So
the one that did not succeed.
The one that did not.
But will be awarded status here.
On Mother May I.
From 2003.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
From 2003. We hadn't had a black president yet.
That's right.
But we were in the 21st century.
In the 21st century, we didn't have a black president, but we did have radio.
Yeah.
The film that inspired Tropic Thunder. Next week, here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.